Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your very own zip up pencil pouch. It's very easy to make, any beginner sewer can do it, and it's a great first time project if you're new with zippers or you just need some more practice. So if you're excited for this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Alright, that's enough chit chat, let's sew. For this project we're going to have two pieces of fabric. You'll have your exterior fabric, your lining fabric, and a piece of interface. I'm using iron-on interfacing that is medium weight. All three of these should be cut to the size of 13 by 9 inches. You will need shears, pinking shears to finish off your seams. I will be using a 12-inch zipper for this project. I'm just matching my colors because that is who I am, but you can do any color you want. Some matching thread, a ruler, and of course our handy dandy marker. We're going to be using our disappearing ink marker. You may have seen it in one of my previous videos. This is a water soluble marker, so all of our marks will disappear with water. You will also need your standard sewing machine with a zipper presser foot, the standard presser foot, and iron. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take our exterior piece of fabric, laying it face down, right side down, over to our ironing board, and we're going to apply our interfacing. Use your manufacturer's instructions for your interfacing if you have lost those, like I have, but I have used interfacing several times before. You're going to take this bumpy side where the glue is, kind of here. I don't know if you guys can see those tiny little bumps. That is the glue for the interfacing. You're going to put the bumpy side to your wrong side of the fabric, and you're going to go ahead and iron with a little bit of steam. The point of interfacing is to make your fabric more stable and give it some more structure. It's often used in things like handbags, purses, things like that. And I just want to make sure that my corners and edges are down really well so that I don't have to come back and iron these later. And I'll go ahead and cut off this extra little bit here. Okay, we've gone ahead and opened up our zipper. Most zippers come with sewing instructions, but depending on what brand you buy. I'm not going to use these today. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So we're going to take our lining of our fabric with our long side up top and put our zipper along the edge face up. And just like that. Now this is a 12-inch zipper, whereas my fabric is 13 inches. So I'm going to just kind of make up the difference a little bit because you are going to lose a little bit on each side with our seam allowance. And we're going to take now our exterior panel face down on top of our zipper, and we're going to pin right along the top edge of our zipper. So our zipper is going to stay closed for this. Make sure you're matching your edges all the way across so we don't have any holes later. Okay, so now we're all pinned across. We're going to take this over to our sewing machine. Okay, so we're over here at my sewing machine. You can see that I have my zipper foot already installed to the correct side. If you don't have a zipper foot, they're easy to find online or just at your local sewing and craft store. So we're going to go ahead and start sewing straight down our fabric here, making sure we're stopping at the end here. So we're going to go ahead and lower our needle down. We're going to do a little bit of a reverse stitch at the beginning and the end just to help secure. Okay, now that we're coming up to the end where you can feel the actual lever of the zipper here, we're going to actually reach in here and open it up. This is going to make it easier for you to sew down the line. So right here, if I tried to sew with my zipper head right here, it's going to be really hard for me to keep it straight. So I'm going to go ahead and open it all the way up just beyond where our needle is. When you do this, make sure your needle is down in the fabric, not like what I just did. And we're going to keep going, making sure we're catching all three layers and our edges are nice and matched. Okay, now we have it sewn all the way across. Once you're happy with that, we're going to take it over to our iron and we're going to press this zipper flat away from our exterior lining. You can close this now. we're going to press this flat, and then once we have it nice and pressed flat, we're going to go back to our sewing machine and just sew a top stitch, maybe about 1/8 of an inch, just straight across to give it that nice finished professional look. Okay, back over to the sewing machine. I still have my zipper presser foot still in place. You can switch this out to your normal presser foot if you'd like, if that's easier for you. But since we're going to go back to the zipper, I just kept it in place. We're going to sew both the lining and exterior panel, just a straight stitch all the way down, about 1/8 of an inch, all the way across from your zipper, using a reverse stitch at both the beginning and the end. There's our zipper getting a little stuck, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm just using my finger to help this seam stay flat. I'm going to zip this past my foot now. Remember, our needle is down when we do this. We have that nice top stitch all the way across. Give it that nice professional look. I didn't realize this until I had already began sewing, but if you're using a directional fabric, make sure you have the top up here with your zipper. You can see that my roses are actually upside down. So if I wanted this to be absolutely perfect, I would have to undo these stitches and flip that around. So I'm going to do that really quick, re-sew this, and come right back. We're back. I fixed my little mistake. So now my roses are going the correct way. They're facing up with my zipper. So our next step is we're going to kind of make two little burritos. We're going to take our top layer up here and we're going to pin it along that loose zipper side up here. Once again, matching our edges. My edge on this bottom piece now is really rough from my seam ripping. But ideally, if you didn't mess up like I just did, you will have a nice smooth edge. But if you did and you have a really rough edge, that's okay, because this is going to be hidden. Okay, now that we have the outside folded and pinned to our zipper, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing with our lining over here. We're going to fold this up and pin it to the top edge here. Okay, so when you have it all pinned, you should have two different burritos on each side here. And I'm actually going to unpin this side so that I don't get anything caught in my machine, since now the lining side has pins going through all three layers. I don't need this side, but it's up to you. If you have clips instead of pins that work better for you, that's fine. Now that we got both of our little burritos pinned here on our zipper, we're going to go back over to our sewing machine with our zipper presser foot and sew this other side. So when you're done, you're going to have your two little burritos. You're going to open up your burritos. You can see right here, we're going to open up that zipper. Like that, and then we're going to turn it right side out. So now you have your tube of fabric here with your lining on the inside, and our outside is right here. So now you can take it over to your iron, and we're going to iron down the seams of those zippers again. Just like before, we're going to iron down this seam, and we're going to go ahead and top stitch just like on our other side to give it that nice finished look. Okay, now that you have your line already sewn, we're going to go ahead and turn this back to inside out. So I'm actually going to open this up to help us out here, make it a little bit easier. And we're going to start working on, we're going to close our sides and work on our corners. So I'm going to zip this closed, and we're going to go ahead and press it flat here with our zipper in the middle. Now just be careful when you sew this part that you don't catch any wrinkles and folds like this part wants to do here. Just making sure that you keep it nice and flat all the way around. So we're gonna pin these two sides and we're going to sew straight down. Now I do have this pinned off. If you have any extra little fabric hanging off the edge and you want to trim that, now is the time to do so. Or if you want to insert like a little tab or a tag right about here, this would be the step to do so, but we're just going to go ahead and leave it as is and sew our edges closed. One thing that I forgot to mention, go ahead and leave your zipper open so that you're able to turn this right side out. And I actually placed a pin right through this zipper opening here to help it keep it in place and also to make sure that I stitch that closed. I did switch back over to my normal presser foot. You can keep using your zipper presser foot if you'd like. It's just simpler this way for me. So now our edges are sewn closed. I did use about 3/8 of a seam allowance for these. And now we're going to move on to boxing off our corners. Now taking your pencil pouch, you're going to go to each corner. You're gonna do this 4 times. I usually place my finger up in the corner here and we're gonna fold it down just kind of like that. And we're gonna measure 1 inch from our tip here inward using our ruler. So we're gonna go ahead and make a mark with our disappearing ink pen. Okay, so there's our pen. Now there's our mark. This is going to disappear when we wash it or apply heat or water to it. Just a reminder, so if you do get one of these pens, it's not the end of the world. If you don't want to use one of these pens, you could also use like Taylor's chalk. And then I'm going to take my ruler and then just draw kind of a guided line for my sewing. Just like that. And we're going to do this on all 4 corners. You can go ahead and place a pin here if you like, and we're going to sew across that line on all 4 corners. Okay, you have all 4 corners of your bag sewn. Now you're going to take your pinking shears and you're just going to cut off this excess fabric. Pinking shears, if you don't know, have this zigzag kind of shape to it, so you can leave an exposed raw edge. And when you cut, it leaves this zigzag pattern here that it helps it prevent from fraying and coming apart during your washing. The thicker fabric you have, as you saw me just now struggling, it is harder to cut. Maybe I just don't have, hitting my camera, maybe I just don't have really great grip strength. Like right here on that seam is where I get stuck. There we go, a much cleaner cut there. I'm going to cut those on all 4 sides. Now we have those cut, we're going to go ahead and turn it right side out and we are done. And there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you now have your very own pencil pouch or makeup bag in the box style. If this tutorial helped you at all, go ahead and make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. If you want to see any more how-to videos, check out these videos over here. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!